Hi, I'm Gloria Thomas. I'm a former model, presenter and fitness expert. I currently have my own practice in contemporary psychotherapy in London's West End, and I'm also the author of 6 books on personal development. Now, some people have said to me, how do you do that? And my response after some reflection was, well, because I believed that I could. Now that question got me thinking, and I asked myself, well, when did I start believing that I could? I hadn't always thought in this way. And that led me to think a little about the limiting beliefs that I used to have about myself and my abilities, and a mistaken perception that I'd had that beauty was only skin deep. So, what is a belief, and how do you go about believing? Beliefs are ideas that you have about yourself and the world around you that underlie your thinking and being. They are our guiding principles that determine how we view ourselves, how we react to others, and what meaning we make of our experience. It's the emotional acceptance of an idea that begins to make it true for you. Beliefs can structure your whole life, and you automatically begin to establish a reality out of what you believe to be true. Beliefs can be empowering or disempowering, positive or negative. Your beliefs can create success or failure, depending on what you choose to believe. Now, your physical body is influenced by a number of different factors, but essentially it reflects your thinking. When you're thinking and believing in a healthy, optimistic way, your body feels great. And of course, the opposite is true with pessimism. Our core beliefs are formed in our childhood, and they can become firmly ingrained in mind and body. But the beauty of beliefs is that they can change over a lifetime. Think of all the things that you used to believe but don't believe now. The great news is that you have the power and the potential within you to change those unwanted thought patterns if they're no longer useful to you. I had a client who was incredibly self-conscious about her blushing. Whenever she had to give a speech and everyone looked at her, she would go bright red. Over time, she developed the negative belief that she was blushing because she was weak. I had another client who came for help because she felt she was a bad mother. She looked absolutely tired, worn out, and exhausted. When we looked at her experience as a mother, it seemed the opposite was true. In fact, she was a slave to her 2 kids, and they were extremely demanding of her. So how do you go about changing mistaken beliefs if they're not serving you well? Well, the first step is awareness. You need to be aware of what it is that's limiting you. You then need a pen and paper for the following exercise. Think about your own beliefs. You may choose to think generally or personally. It's entirely up to you. On one side of the paper, put beliefs that are empowering to you and make you feel good. And on the other side, beliefs that disempower you. Now think of one of the beliefs that may be limiting. For example, you have to be young to be beautiful. Or if it's personal, I'm only attractive if I'm size 10. Now get curious about those beliefs and ask yourself, where did I learn to think like that? So after exploring the origins, ask yourself this question. Is this belief really true? How have you made it true? Is it your belief, or is it society's? Or somebody else's? If you continue to have this belief, how will life be in the future for you? What may be the consequences of this limited thinking? Ask yourself, how could you be open to believe something more positive? What would you rather believe instead? What would be more empowering? I would certainly say that I have changed many of the limiting thought patterns that I've had about beauty. Beauty is more than skin deep. Beauty is something we generate from the inside. It's a state, an essence that is within all of us. The truth for me is that real beauty lies in our hearts, and we can get glimpses of this beauty when we open our hearts. The great thing about this is that you can spend your whole lifetime developing inner beauty. And of course, it's also important to be the best you can be on the outside. But with an attitude like this, life just gets better and better. To me, this is holistic beauty. The client who had problems with blushing eventually challenged the idea that she was weak. She began to accept herself as she was. She no longer minded when everybody looked at her, and the result was that she blushed less. The client who believed that she was a bad mother became open to believe that she would in fact be a better mother if she did less for her children and taught them to help themselves more. She also began to realise that if she took care of herself, she would have more energy to enjoy life with her children. Now you understand the nature of beliefs, you may now wish to explore how your beliefs affect your emotional state and how you can achieve the optimum state to focus on more positive thinking in the future. I look forward to seeing you in podcast 2.